Hey, what's up, everybody? welcome to uh,
Hello.
welcome to Talking Ball, or Hotspur Hood, wherever you're watching. We're in both places tonight, and it's me, Colin. Collie. What's up? And I'm here with an oldie but a goodie, maybe you could say. You haven't been on the show in a long time. We've got C Cubed. What up?
Hey. Yeah, I haven't. I've been streaming a little bit, but I've definitely scaled back. But I'm
There
glad
was
to be back.
Yeah, I was gonna say there was a time there when streaming was no fun. Whenever Spurs are doing well, you see like the number of streams increase. More and more people are online, more people are getting hype, and then some losses, some bad results. Nobody, nobody wants to stream. Um,
People are
but
like, I'm not a Spurs fan for a week.
yeah, they're like, I've hurt myself enough lately. Like, I've had enough pain. I don't need to relive it. And as Spurs goes, I mean, like in true Spurs fashion, we've had some pain and some joy from the last match. Pain in that one of our best players is hurt, and we'll definitely get onto that subject later. But joy in that Spurs have made it through to the round of 16, and we didn't know if that was going to happen. So party. That's why we've got the music going. We're creating a vibe. We're curating this happy Spurs. I mean, we're doing it, baby. I think we're winning the Champions League this year. Let's go that far. We're gonna win the
Part of
damn
me is
thing.
like, you never know,
I
because
mean, shoot, tournaments are they're wild.
yeah, I mean, hey, I mean, if we get a good draw, like we just need to get lucky, and get a good draw.
And it seems like luck is something we've had some of this year.
Uh,
It seems like
some of, not all of. Lately, not so much.
I guess, yeah. I guess it depends on how you're looking at it, and where you're looking. From an injury standpoint, hell no, we haven't been lucky. But from a result standpoint, like, oh my god, we've been great. Um, just grabbing results. At the last second there, where we've really got no right. Um, what do you think about that? I mean, do you think these late goals? Do you think that's something that's we can sustain?
No, but you know what? I think that it shows the character of the squad and being able to like push hard until the end because they didn't show up for the first half of pretty much every game. So they don't
Right.
push at the very beginning, and so at least they dig deep at the very end and show up sometime in the game. The other thing
And do you
is,
think that's by design?
no, I think that they just I don't. It's not by design. I just think that
I'm
they
wondering. I'm wondering if for real, like if Conte has us like chilling in the first half, letting them tire themselves out. Sorry, excuse me. And then then we come in second half, guns a blazing, and we kind of take advantage of them in the end of the game where they're hurting, and we're due to our fitness regime, we're feeling good. I don't know. That might be a little. I might be giving everybody too much credit there with that, but I think there might be something to it. Also, by the way, we're up to 9 viewers. What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. It's happy. It's all good. Life is good as a Spurs fan right now. And thanks for being here. If you could chuck a like on the thing. If you don't want to, I don't care. Who cares? Um, God, Spurs are through to the round of 16, and we were talking about the late goals, but I feel like I don't know that you how much of the Potch time did you catch?
none of it, but I did watch it all back. So
So that late goals. I mean, that's kind of
yeah,
something that Tottenham's been famous for. Christian Eriksen. It was the late show with Christian Eriksen. I mean, he scored so many late winners. And I really do think it comes down to being the fitter team in those last 10 minutes or so.
yeah,
Um,
I think it just takes us a while to settle in. I don't think it's by design, but for whatever reason, we just take a long time to settle into the game, which
yeah,
I don't think that's sustainable. But at the same time, I'm like, well, at least they showed up at some point in the game. I think we were unlucky to get that VAR decision.
Oh my
against-
God, me too. If you, I could get into it. I can go and I could pull up some pictures. But really, we're being happy tonight. You know, it's a good one.
Yeah, you were just saying
yeah,
that we were lucky with some of the last minute goals. I think that was one of the ones that we were unlucky in. But yes, we always are getting like this last minute goal in, and we've gotten even some like penalty decisions that have gone our way. We've gotten been able to like draw a lot of corners.
How much do you think of that is due to the old heads in the team? Like we have Perisic now, who's done it all, won it all. We've got some big game players. I don't know. It just seems like the mentality has shifted. I think a lot of times in the past, Spurs would have given up with some of those deficits and everything. We wouldn't have fought so hard. Paul Brown, what's up, my guy? Very good to see you, my man. Link to join up is in the chat, everybody. So if you want to come in, you want to talk some Spurs, we'd be glad to have you. Love to have you, actually. But yeah, I mean, Cube. What have you got to say? I mean, we've had this match recently. Did we play great? No. Did we show a lot of grit and a lot of heart? Yes. I don't know. I don't know what we need. Something clearly needs to change. You know, people say if you're winning, why change things? But I mean, like we're barely winning. So
yeah, we can't expect to like show up for 30 minutes, the last 30 minutes, and then like eke out a win in the very end all the time. Because at some point, you just also like you run out of time. You know, you just point blank run out of time at a certain point. So I mean, I'm happy with the win. Obviously, I mean, we made it to the next round, and that's like huge. And I think that I would say that yes, we were like bad in the first half, but we were actually like decent to good in the second half. So, and the thing with it is that lately, the last few games, we kind of start showing up around the 55th or 60th minute mark. I think the improvement from the Marseille game was that we were better as soon as the second half started. Like, I feel like we were already starting to do better as soon as the second half started. We did benefit a little bit from Marseille kind of capitulating. They kind of fell apart, actually. So we.
But I mean, is that fitness? Can you say that? Can you say maybe that's due to the insane preseason, workouts, the double training sessions? I mean, I don't know. They fell apart, but we capitalized on it. We were fit. It's a tough thing to say. I mean, yeah, we absolutely need to improve, but if we do improve, if we do iron out those little mistakes, like watch out, because I mean, with our fitness, with what we have in our squad in that category, I mean, I think we're a force. I really do. I don't want to say anything about the end of the season. Who the hell knows with the Premier League, but I do think that Champions League's anybody's. It all comes down to the draw. It all comes down to a couple of matches. I mean, we can do anything. Kane could be on fire. We could draw PSG in the next round. Kane could put 3 past them. With Kane and Son up top. It's anything's possible.
We're not gonna have Son for a while, so
we're getting into that. We might as well.
You mean with Kane and Hill up top?
Yes, Brian Hill, everybody's favorite player right now.
Yeah, or Kane and Lucas. So I mean, we don't know yet.
Hey, we got Reload in the house. What's up, man? He's got a good point. When the team performs for an entire 90 minutes, then he'll believe in the fitness. Not hard to take half the game off and then come out firing. I get that, man. I do get that. But do you think it's on purpose? I mean, I know it's a little different than what I was saying at first, but I mean, do you think that we are instructed to take half the game off? Do you think Conte wants us to kind of come out slow, size the opponent up, let them gain some confidence, and then come out and smack them? I mean, it would definitely it's the rope-a-dope type, I mean, in the soccer version of that. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. But then he goes on to say, Hill, Kane, Lucas, what a front three. Lucas looked like an elite player the other day. So if he can come out like that, I don't mind. He was awesome. Oh my God. Everybody, hold on. Let's see if we've got it here. I can't remember who's up on. Oh,
I'm a mod.
hey, what's up, buddy?
How's it going? Sorry, I spoke too quickly. I didn't know you were doing a fancy little intro. I was just saying I'm a mod. I don't know if that helps now that I'm in the actual show. But...
Oh, it's good, man. It's great. I love having you as a mod. You can have all the permissions you need, man. Jacob Farrow's in the house. Jacob's had enough of this rubbish first half crap.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're alone, my guy. Reload doesn't think that it's by design. He says he thinks it's like what his homework's doing an hour, and suddenly he's a beast and just about gets it done. We've all been there too. We've all been there, man. I'm sure that Scott has something to say about this. What do you? First of all, Scott, are you doing better? Because I was looking through my banners from last time, and I had a pray for Scott banner. You were sick or something. Are you better?
Funny enough, as you asked it, yes, I am better. Although right when you asked me, I had the cough. I've had this cough for like 4 weeks, I think now, about 4 weeks going on. But I am much better now.
COVID?
It's just sticking around. No, not COVID related. It was pneumonia related. But
oh Christ, man. Well, I'm glad you're okay.
But all better now that I'm on the antibiotics and everything like that. Still sticking around, but nothing major. So, thank you for. I'm good.
Yeah, hey, always looking out for you, man. You're one of the OGs. You've been here since the beginning. But what do you have to say about these late wins, man? I know you're not gonna be a fan. You're not gonna be a fan of this type of football. I know you as a person. What are you thinking?
It's just, I mean, I'm not a fan because it's not sustainable, right? Like you think about the goal that Kane scored against Chelsea. It's great. You can plan all you want. You can have whatever Gianni Viao or whatever his name is. He can plan it all he wants. And Thiago Silva jumps 2 inches higher and all of a sudden it's no goal. So it's great that we're doing it now and I'll take those wins. But I think it's a dangerous game to play. I think I heard, if I'm not mistaken, you were talking about whether it was like Conte's plan to kind of lay off in the first half and then come on strong. And I don't know if that's what you were talking about, but it sounded like that's what it was kind of addressing. And I don't think it is. And the reason I don't is because when you see Conte, he seems to be screaming in the first half. Right? He's screaming at those players.
Yeah,
so I don't think
he's not looking chill.
Yeah,
unless he's telling them I'm gonna lie and scream at you, don't listen to me, which I don't think is the
case. Right.
So.
This is all for the cameras and for the other team. Yeah, no way. Good point. Very good point. Have we got Eugene in the house though? He says big up everyone, and then Levy out, of course. Sorry he can't join. He's at work. Don't get fired, man. Be careful. Don't let your boss see you watching this, unless he's also a Spurs fan, and then have him watch the show as well. RJR Jones. I'm not sure if we've met. I think you sound familiar. Nice to see you, man. Happy you're here. So he says, of course, he's happy. Of course, there's no longevity to this. We need defenders big time. And that's something that Scott's going to agree with. I was saying today, I tweeted today that the last match showed me that Davies is good enough. What do you got to say about that, Scott?
That he's good enough?
Yeah.
God. I thought you were going to finally say, you've finally seen the light and you realize now that Davies is crap.
No. I mean, well, he's better than Romero because he can actually be fit for a game.
I guess, yes. Though Davies is a slight upgrade over Romero playing with 10 men if Romero is injured. Slight upgrade. Not much, but
injured. And we're going to get into that a little bit too. But
did you just call Davies an upgrade on anything and anybody? Scott?
I said yes. Romero, Davies is a slight upgrade over playing with 10 men. If the option was playing with 10 men or playing with Davies by a narrow margin, I'd take Davies over playing a man down. But I could probably be convinced just to go with 10 men and leave Davies on the bench.
Look who it is, everybody. We've got Kieran from Spurs After Dark. What's up, my guy?
How's it going, guys? How's it going?
Oh, we're doing good, man. We're doing real good. We got everybody's here, man. It's a full house. It's a packed house. We're really glad to have you, dude. How you been?
Ups and downs with this team. It's 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 been a roller coaster as usual, and I don't know, just relief after yesterday, just pure relief that we're through, and yeah, just trying to enjoy it and trying to just for a couple days at least not think about some of the problems.
Yeah, no, and there's definitely problems, absolutely. But I mean, depending on this draw, I don't know, man. We're at that point in the Champions League where it's like anything could happen. Who knows?
Well, the best part of it is that not only did we make it through, but also we don't have to play another game until after the World Cup for it. I'm like, let's just Champions League, just put a pause on it for a second.
Pause. Wait a second. Yeah, let us have the World Cup.
Yeah. Let's have a little bit of a breathing room before we have to get back in there. But yeah, because now because the hope is that by the time Champions League games roll around again, that we would have a more fit squad. So yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, and surely we will. I mean, I don't think any of these injuries are. Well, God, I hope not. With our medical team, you never know really what we're dealing with injury wise, but you would hope.
Hopefully, all of these guys. I mean, all of them should be fit for the World Cup. And Kulusevski's not going, so he'll be fit when the season starts again.
Wait, Kulu didn't get called up to. Oh wait, his country's not playing.
Sweden is not in the World Cup. Yeah.
I was like, how did he not get called up? But no, that makes sense.
Yeah, they just didn't qualify.
So. Jacob Farrow's in the house. What up, man? And hey, Martin Sheridan pointed out, Scott, that you said we were going to lose the other day.
Yes, I did. I said we'd lose 2-0. We were down 2-0. I just underestimated how shit Bournemouth was going to be, but
man.
I thought it was going to be 2-0 Bournemouth, and I was right for the first half. I said we'd come out and play. It looked like we were dead tired and play like shit, which we did, but in the end, Bournemouth
looked even more
and gave us the game. So
yeah, no.
The more they sat back, the worse it got for them. Really, that was the problem with Bournemouth. They after that 2-0, they started sitting deeper and deeper and deeper, and then we just pinned them in their own half.
Can I tell you guys a secret? I was doing stuff with the in-laws that day, and I saw the score at the end of the first half, and I was like, nah. I was like, I'm already in a bad mood. I'm with the in-laws. I can't do this to myself. And then I saw us coming back, and then I tuned in and watched maybe the last 15, 20 minutes.
That was the same for me, Colin. I was at work actually, but like I saw us go 2-1, and I was like, okay, now I have to.
Right now we're gonna do it.
And I started like trying to watch it, looking in on it from then on out. And I watched, and I was able to see Bentancur's goal.
The first half wasn't even frustrating. The first half wasn't even frustrating because we were so shit. Like, it was like so deserved. The goals were so dumb and bad, and what you'd expect from
Davinson Sanchez
players. Man. Like,
oh my God! Hey, so from what I've seen, Davies. Okay, so even if you guys don't like Davies, you should agree that he is a better player in R3 than Davinson Sanchez is.
I think he's better than Sanchez and Dyer, honestly.
Yeah. So let's have a back three of Romero. Why can't I think Lenglet and Davis? I think that would be a good back three. I honestly do.
I'd prefer us to play that. Well, that's what I mean. Isn't that what we played against Bournemouth? Yeah, that is what we played.
No, no, Romero didn't play.
No.
Eventually,
it was Dyer.
Oh, that's right. Dyer came.
But Dyer looks way better on the right than he does on the middle to me.
I've also been saying this, but the problem with Dyer on the right is that he's more exposed in terms of
but it gets
not
him
having
to get up the pitch, which he's able to get up the pitch pretty well, and he links up with the fullback. He
can get up the pitch. The problem, the thing I worry about is just his recovery pace. I mean, if he's playing with like Emerson on that right hand side, then like Emerson is terrible, obviously.
Dyer's one of the fastest players on our team.
No, he's not.
over a medium distance, he really is.
He's got a little burst, but running backwards, tracking back, recovery pace,
like
he
sprint.
doesn't have it.
Sprint. You're talking sprint wise, like a recovery
Yeah.
sprint. Yeah,
like
no,
a recovery
no.
sprint, he doesn't have it.
But
he has
but
no
in like a long range or like a long
he's
distance
got a
running,
little
Dyer's
burst.
up there.
He's got a little burst for a guy his size, but like ultimately, if he's got to turn and chase, he's cooked every time by a player with pace. And we've seen it this season. He's not, and last season.
I think that's why Conte put him in the middle too, because you're least exposed there.
He's less exposed, exactly. He's not a good 1v1 defender. The problem is Davis isn't a good 1v1 defender. Longley isn't either.
At least Davies Davies can force players onto their weak side. He's the best defender we have at forcing a player onto their weak foot, forcing them outside, and then having the wide back, you know what I mean? Our wing back be able to.
His defensive positioning is usually really solid, and that's one of the reasons why he gets so many last-minute blocks and stuff like that. The problem is just like he's getting older, and he just doesn't have the pace that he used to. And like both Davis and Dyer really struggle with pacey dribblers. Like
that's true. Romero
and Longley as well. So,
yeah, Longley has never had pace. But have you guys been quietly like super pleased and kind of impressed with Longley? Because I sure have.
Yeah, I mean he's a lot better than I expected.
But real quick, I want to address this before we get too far off topic. Paul Brown again. Thank you for being here, man. Says Brian Hill's kind of in limbo. Beef up for the Premier League, then he's not as suited for the European leagues, which we're trying to tell him to, obviously. So, catch 22 for Brian Hill, and I agree. But we've seen Aaron Lennon. He was not a big, strong guy. You know, he did amazingly for us. Oh, I mean that's relative, but I think he was an amazing player.
What about David Silva? He was.
What about Luka Modric? What about
Luka Modric? Yeah, there's lots. The problem is not his size as much as his strength. Like he's not going to get bigger, but he has to get stronger.
He doesn't also have. Sorry, I had a big burp there. He just can't. He doesn't seem to have been buying into Conte's. He doesn't know the plays as well as everybody else, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like he comes out and he's chaotic. He runs around, but he doesn't have.
I mean, he's better than Lucas Moura, I think, in terms of.
Lucas Moura played like a effing demon against Marseille. I think he was insane that game. That might be the second best match I've ever seen him play.
He worked really hard, but
I don't like the dude. I don't like him. Like I hate him.
He lost possession. So it was just more of this. I mean, he had some really good moments in that game. I'm not gonna lie. And he worked really hard.
The falling toe poke pass to Kane that got blocked at the last second by. Why is the dude's name escaping me?
Yeah, I mean, he had some. He was contributing. He was doing. I mean, it's definitely better than average Lucas game, but
he's most effective at that 10 role where he was playing, when he drifted in towards the middle and was able to kind of dictate play. And I kind of want to bounce around. What do you guys think about if we're kind of looking thin, playing a 3-man midfield and having Lucas Moura as the 10? Cube, do you think that would work for us?
I guess so. I have to say. Just kind of to respond to what you're saying, I think that Lucas, I actually don't think that Lucas had a good game, but I will say this, he, like a lot of the other players, really stepped up, in particular when they changed formation after Sonny went off. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we all know that like the players kind of like showed up in the second half, but even outside of that second half, I feel like as soon as they changed formation, there were a couple of players specifically that knew like, okay, I need to like show up more, and like they had more energy and they were really like trying a lot more. One was Bentancur, another was Kane, and I think another one was Lucas, because I think that they realized like, okay, we changed formation. We have one of our best players coming off bench. We are like going one down, so we need to like really step up. And I feel like Kane and Lucas, knowing that they had to change to a 2 up top, they really stepped up.
And it kind of took the shackles off. Did you sort of see him all take the Conte shackles off that second half? He wasn't down there to yell at him, to tell him, it all didn't seem nearly as regimented and as planned as he usually makes our team seem. Everyone has said that watching his teams and playing in them, it's like playing PlayStation or something. Like the players know where to be at all times. If one player's here, you're here. And in the second half, it didn't seem like we were playing like that. It seemed like the Spurs of old, and we were kind of having fun and doing what we had to do to get that result.
I would have loved to know what Conte was saying to to that guy that was taking notes or texting the directions down to the dugout.
Yeah, they should have had him mic'd up. That would have been awesome. I would have paid money for that.
Yeah, I saw that he was doing that, so I was like, I was like, I wonder what that.
Yeah, I always wonder how much that's allowed. Like, how is he allowed to be texting down there? Like, I mean, I'm sure.
Yeah,
if
I
he's
don't know.
doing
Like, Ali Gold said that I guess the guy was taking notes, and then they were running it down to the dugout to like give them directions. But to me, the way that the guy, I don't even know what the guy. I think it's like a fitness coach or something. The way his hands were like down like together, it kind of looked like he was texting, as opposed to like taking notes. Like
they had what's his name, the Atletico manager, that nutcase, Simone. They had it when he was banned like a few years ago. He was standing in the stands with like a radio, like a walkie-talkie.
Oh my god, dude!
Like
nice.
it was so obvious what he was doing.
Yeah,
so I think it's one of those things. It's like you're not allowed to do it, but nobody really polices it. So
yeah, but at least discreet, because it wasn't like he had a radio. He was just telling him to text.
I remember it was, now this was a few years ago, so maybe not, but Simone was like standing with like a walkie-talkie, clearly.
Was he still in his black suit, black tie, black jacket, black everything?
He had a black jacket for sure. I don't know if he had the tie maybe or not, but yeah, it was the black. He certainly had that black like overcoat thing that he wears. So
he's a cool dude. I have a beer with him
because it's quick for me. No, Morris should not be anywhere near our squad. He should have been gone.
I mean, just in this injury crisis, we're
even with the
injury
crisis. Nope.
All right.
Well, so
what can we do?
My thing is like I don't think Lucas was great in the Marseille game. I think he had moments that were good, and then there was a lot of just normal Lucas stuff. He works hard. He always does. He's not a great defender, but he tries really hard. I think we're going to see a 3-5-2, but we're going to see Lucas paired with Kane up top. I think that's what we're going to see. And I don't think it's going to be... I don't think that might not necessarily be bad, because if he's paired up top with Kane, then he has an ability to drop into the center, drop into the hole where the 10 would be if we were playing with the 10. And he can like pick up the ball, get the ball to feet which is how he likes it, and then he can go forward with it. And allows Kane to stay up top, and get in the box, which is ultimately what Conte wants anyway. So I think that's what we're going to see, a 3-5-2 with Kane and Lucas up top. But I just wanted to say real quick on Brian Hill. I was a guy who was kind of down on him and his potential, but after what I've seen, I kind of think that there definitely is a player there. I don't know if it's a Premier League player or not, but I just want to see, like, if he can just become a little physically stronger, get better at holding off, opposition when he has the ball, just stronger in possession. If he can do that, then I think there's a player there. He's got talent for sure, a lot of it. So,
no thanks.
I'm part of the hashtag bald crew, and so is Lucas. So I just threw this up there. Hashtag Wild Crew. Me and Lucas, Tommy too, part of the Hotspur Hood, or the Hotspur Hood. He's bald as well. So bald and beautiful. Scott, I think you're a little bald, right?
Not anymore. Now I grew my hair. I used to be bald, and then my wife hates it when I'm bald. So
talking bald. Oh my god. So
my hair is
happy wife, happy life. Absolutely. And then Reload says that they got advice from that prison manager. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. You can get phones in American prisons, so you can definitely get phones in Eastern European food.
You can get a lot more than just phones.
It's gonna smell like a butt when you use it, but you'll have it. Sheesh. Where are we going, guys? Where did this go? So
How about-
kind of. Oh, I was gonna say let's kind of move on real quick. I have something to talk about. Will Sonny be back for Liverpool? Will he even be back before the World Cup?
Nope.
Ooh.
No.
I don't think he'll play for Liverpool. Yeah, he'll probably just sit out the rest of the time. He might be back
think
for the
he
game
might.
after Liverpool, but
No, I think he's probably going to miss the World Cup, or at least part of it.
Really?
what? No, they've
needs
said
to-
it's not that
How-
serious.
I was gonna say
Probably just a
I
concussion.
Wait,
They
did you
said
get?
it-
You didn't get the update,
about
Carrion?
how he needs how he's having surgery.
Wait,
He's having
what?
surgery. Yeah,
No.
He's
for-
having
Oh.
surgery. But
He's-
hey, my hope is that it's kind of cosmetic. You know how Sonny like really cares about the way he looks.
no, it's not.
Are you
Because
sure?
they listed the bone that it fractured. So it's a
Yeah.
zygo something bone or whatever. It's basically your cheekbone. It's
Round
basically
is like
Can you-
is this like an orbital fracture?
orbital fracture.
Didn't he just wear a
Oh
mask
my
in that
God.
scenario?
Yeah. So they said they didn't say exactly how long he would be out for, but they said that he's going to need surgery for a fracture on his left, eye socket, around his left eye socket, and then they said, and then then he has to recover after the surgery, and then they didn't specifically say how long, but then a bunch of people are saying, okay, like with that kind of fracture and injury, how long does it take? And they usually say it's about like 6 weeks.
But Sonny's superhuman, so we'll knock that down to 4.
Yeah, but that would still take him like into World Cup.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's
Yeah,
terrible
he's-
for him. It makes me hate that dude. That, and they were saying the whole time that a shoulder hit him in the face. It definitely to me looked like the back of dude's head
So
hit him in the face.
So from what
That's
I'm reading here, if it's a complex fracture, it'll take longer. But if it's like a clean break, if it's just a clean fracture, then he can be back in like 3 to 4 weeks.
It said it's the zygomatic bone. So it's a
Yeah, apparently the basketball player Joel Embiid had like a similar injury, and he was back in like 3 weeks with a face mask on.
yeah, but
that's awesome.
it's definitely not going to be like even if he comes back like soon, hopefully sooner. It's like it's not going to be like before the World
No,
Cup.
it'll
Very
be during or after. Yeah.
like I'm
Damn.
actually really, I feel really bad for Sonny, given, I mean, he's the guy for South Korea. Like he's the captain.
Luckily Kim Min Jae, I know that he plays a completely different position. Dear Lord, I understand that, but like, luckily he's been playing well. I mean, the Korean national team. I mean, it is Sonny to a large degree, but they're also a talented squad. You know what I mean? They it's one of those like the squad is more than the sum of its parts or whatever. You know, like they're a good team.
Well, one thing I want to say about the Sonny injury is just that. So he came off. I mean, he looked fucked up.
Oh, dude, he did not know what was going on. For
Yeah,
sure,
he did not know his own name. Like he looked really messed up, and clearly it's like we're seeing how bad it is. He's going to need surgery and everything. And I saw. I mean, I shouldn't be on Twitter as much as I was, but I saw like so many people being like, "Oh, it was a blessing in disguise." They're like, "Oh, like maybe it was just a blessing to take Son off. He's been shy all season." And then
That's
like
fucking
various,
terrible.
yeah, just various things like that, or like, oh, he was making like a meal of it and everything, and he's been pulling back because of the World Cup anyways. Like he has heart.
Wow.
And my whole thing is this: I'm like, I don't really care if you think that he's been playing poorly or he's been on bad form or he played badly during that game before he went off. The guy is fucking injured. And he came off injured, and how he got injured was through an aerial duel that he went, like he jumped up for that, which means that he wasn't pulling back in order to prevent himself from being injured for the World Cup. And I'm like, even if you think that he's been bad all season, like give it a rest. he's injured, for fuck's sake. Like, why do you even need to say, oh, he was bad in that game, anyways? And I'm like, seriously, just leave him the fuck alone. Like, he came off injured. Leave him alone. So
Yeah, that's insane. That's horrible.
like,
I'm
why?
sorry. Like, I'm usually not in the business of telling people, like, I don't like people calling people fake fans and stuff like that. But I'm sorry, you're not a Spurs fan if you said shit like that about Son. Like, how could you say that one of our best players deserved to be injured, or it's good that he's injured?
Yeah.
I mean, even if you think he's been bad, like, that's insane. He's one of our best players. I don't get that.
Yeah,
I don't get that at all. That's insane.
Yeah, I don't. It's like not like I want to talk about ad nauseum. I'm just saying, like, just leave him alone. I'm not even trying to like, oh, everybody's a Sun fan. Whatever. No, I'm just like, my thing is just he's injured. Just leave him alone. Why do you have to like criticize him, like, on his form this season, or talk about how he was bad before he came off or anything? I'm like, dude, just leave him alone. Let him go freaking fix his face.
Yeah. It's because for so much of our fan base, the three biggest problems we have is Son, Kane, and Conte. Think how much time is spent complaining about those three, and how much excuses are made for Dyer, Emerson, Davies. Like, even Richarlison this year gets more benefit of the doubt than Kane and Son.
Well, now everybody's going to be... Well, now everybody's going to be happy because they're saying it's a blessing. It's a blessing in disguise, or he's been really bad. But now all we have is Hill and Lucas and Kane. And now if we play
Perisic can play up front.
Yeah, but he's not like technically a forward. So we're saying so I was just trying to say, like, if we're playing a 3-4-3, right, and we're not playing Perisic out of position, then we literally have no forwards on the bench. Zero forwards.
That's why we're gonna play a 3-5-2.
Yeah,
I just can't see him.
That's the situation that we're in right now. It's that bad, and now I'm like, we have to protect Kane at all costs. Like, it's like he is the most valuable. Like, just everybody.
No, you're right. I mean, as soon as teams are going to know that and be ready for him to have his ankles chopped at. I mean, that's going to happen.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, it's just so ridiculous. And now a lot of the fans are taking shots at Romero. He's the new.
Oh, well, we're going to talk about that. Don't get into that yet. Yeah. Just wait. But I wanted to say the reload, this is hilarious. Imagine Son wakes up after a surgery as a different person, wondering why he's still here at Tottenham, winning nothing. That would be hilarious. Yeah. Aaron Dubs in the house. Brother, what's up? Says, would rather our injured players recover and not play in the World Cup. Club before country always. That is a big division. I'd assume that is a huge divide among fans. But and then reload here. I want to go through these comments real fast. Reload here says, the fan base has some top tier weirdos. Are you referring to me, man? I know I'm a weird dude. Okay, I know it. But you don't have to say it here. Then we've got reload again. Racism. Do you think it's racism that's leading fans to be more harsh towards Son? I mean, it almost has to. That has to play a role, right?
Yeah.
Even if it's like in the back of people's heads.
Stupidity. It's just dumb.
But if somebody it's easier to be mad at somebody if they don't look like you. I honestly think that's the truth.
But Kane last year, remember when he was downing tools and people said he slows down our attack.
But he was legit downing tools,
like up front and bullshit like that.
Yeah,
people are just idiots.
We got Sishant here. Big up, boys. First of all, though, I'm not sure. Jack and David, we don't have them here tonight, unfortunately, but we do have C Cubed. We've got our friend Scott, and finally, we've got Kieran, Spurs After Dark. So, yeah, that's the show you're watching, man. Hopefully, you're on the right one. But it's really good to have you. It's really good to have you here, bro. Reload also says that Son should have been strengthening his eye bones in his spare time. It's his fault.
Yeah, literally.
And
too
and
focused
by the
on
way,
those commercials. Too focused on making money now.
Do you think he's gonna keep getting his underwear deals now that he's got a broken face? Hey, it says we got 17 people watching. By the way, I've got no idea how many likes there are. there's 0, great. If there's 17, great. I love you guys. Hope you're having fun. Hope you're enjoying watching us. Just kind of really just tread water and talk Spurs. We love doing it. You're invited. Links all over the chat. I'll post it again, fresh. Come and have a chat with us, especially if you've never been on before. We're a really safe place. We're really nice. None of us are mean. So I mean,
except Scott to players.
Yeah, well, if your name's Lucas Mora, don't come on the show. But I mean, other than that,
if you're rated less than 85 in FIFA,
just stay at home. Just turn your camera off. Sushant, it's already liked. Thanks, man. Hey, Sushant, if you got a mic, you got a camera, bro, come on the show. We'd love to have you, my friend. He's gonna have to cover it with makeup. He's talking about Sonny's face.
Any meanness I have towards the players is made up by how we have Ben Davies' biggest fan here in Colin and the Emerson Royale apologist with Kyrian here. So you guys make.
I am not an Emerson apologist.
Hey, and Aaron, nobody was calling any
terrible player.
Nobody. If we were just saying that Sonny, there were people in the fan base that were happy that Sonny was hurt. And we're saying that maybe Spurs would be playing better without him since he's been so off it this year. And we said maybe the people wishing him hurt or happy that he was hurt were maybe racist. We weren't talking about you or any of the other like normal rational fans. We were talking about the crazies.
No, not at all for criticizing performance.
Right.
Only if you're enjoying your own player being injured, though,
then you're a fucking idiot.
And it's darker motivations, is what we're saying.
Right. Yes. What's up, by the way, Bill? I don't think I know you, Bill. I'm Colin. That's C Cubed. That's Kyrian. That's Scott. Over there. And it's nice to meet you, man. He said there was a Man United fan on English radio today saying he'd rather Man United win the Community Shield than England win the World Cup.
Community Shield?
What in God's name? Well, that guy's really like, I don't know.
This is why England doesn't win anything internationally, is because he gets.
Oh, hey, Reload gets it. Audi Cup better than the World Cup.
Oh my gosh.
No, but I mean, I don't know. I honestly couldn't give less of a shit how the U.S. does in the World Cup unless they like win it, and then I care. If that, I'm that piece of shit. I'm that guy.
I'm a big US soccer guy, but here's the thing: like, I'm not
over Tottenham though.
No, not over Tottenham.
Okay,
no.
good.
But like, Tottenham doesn't have any American players, so they have nothing to do with each other,
Right, but I mean, but one
if we
could be
had
more
an American player, like say
we've had him, brother.
Well, we've had him in the past, but say like, okay, say
multiple,
we have
3. That's more than maybe any other Premier League club.
I don't know, maybe. I know Fulham's had a bunch.
Well, Fulham they had what's his face?
They have Tim Ream right now, and
okay. Well, then if that's
Robinson.
They have to currently, then they beat it. Then they beat us because they had Deuce at Fulham. So
Deuce, yeah.
I love that he gave himself that nickname. What a baller! Hey, can you say in the chat if you give yourself a nickname, are you a douchebag? Just wondering, because Clint Dempsey did it. If you don't know who that is, he's a player that was moderately good for the U.S. Scored some clutch goals for Spurs, though, as you'll probably remember. Oh my God, he was part of our first victory at Old Trafford, and how long, and then there was another game in the snow. Unless those are both the same game. I don't know. There was one year he scored against United at home and away. We won one, tied the other. And it was wonderful, man. Having him and I know this guy's name is like, it's gonna get me kicked off of YouTube, but it rhymes with Hilfie Higurdson.
I don't think you get kicked off just by saying his name.
But him having him and Deuce in the team to just be there on the edge of the box to just freaking twat in just like whatever rolled out to him. You know what I mean? Like they were dangerous just by being out on the field because their long shots were OP. Like literally, like on corners, we would just have them at the edge of the 18 to just launch back whatever came at them, and it was awesome, man. First of all, Full Bowl, what's up, dude? Full Bowl in the house, man. Hey,
Mike.
links
Hey,
in the
Full
chat.
Bowl. It's been a while. Full Bowl.
Yeah, dude, we haven't seen you, man. I'm digging that. I'm digging that Abby, man. Is that Misfits? Is that from? Or is that just a skull? Either way, it's really dope. Aaron says sad for Korea and Sonny, of course, is missing the World Cup. He just prioritizes Spurs first. I do too, man. And then Aaron goes on to say self-given nicknames cringe. Sorry, Deuce Dempsey. 100% agree. 100% agree. Also, I am vaping this nicotine vape, and I want to go out on my way to say that this shit is really bad for you. It's stupid. Don't do it. If you do, I think you're dumb. I don't want to be your friend, even though I do it. And we'll kind of just leave that there. Okay, and then if you guys notice, what was 4 is now 3. One Scotteth Emmeth had to go and attend to some duties, but if possible, he will be back. So if you watch this show only for Mr. Scott M from Canada, worry not, he might be back. So,
Maybe if you wish and hope and dream hard enough.
Right, talk and say enough good things about Lucas and about Davies.
Then he'll magically appear.
That's all I have to do. It's sort of like Candyman or any of those, any of those type people. But Kieran, so we're gonna kind of move into the conspiracy, the debate that is Romero, and I would like to hear kind of what you think. I mean, I'm sure you've heard the fans and people. You've been on. Are you off Twitter? Are you off Twitter completely?
No, I'm on Twitter. I just
okay.
I just got home from work like a couple hours ago, so I just
okay.
I didn't
you had this post where you were like, I'm not gonna be around. If you need me, I'll be on this and this channel. And I was blessed enough to be one of the channels, so I thought you quit Twitter.
Oh no, I just stopped doing my own channel.
Oh, okay,
YouTube channel. Yeah.
I got you now. Well, I feel extra blessed to have you here, man. Thanks again for being a part. But yeah, I'm sure you've seen these Romero debates and people going back and forth about Romero not caring. And it's cool that Aaron brings up club before country, because we have to think about that in Romero's case. And there's a lot of fans that think that he is very much country before club. And as a club paying him enormous sums of money, that he owes us more, service than he's given us. And I would like to just know where you're at in the Romero debate.
I mean, I think it's very possible that he's trying to save himself for the World Cup. It's not just about country and club too. It's also about the player individually. And what, performing well at the World Cup does for you as an individual player, and your brand, and also just, can open up opportunities for you on the club side in terms of transfers or renegotiating contracts and stuff if you perform well. I don't know, man. I mean, there's definitely a lot of stuff said about particularly South American players, Brazilians, Argentinians, about prioritizing international football, or at least, Copa America and the World Cup over their clubs. That's what a lot of people say. I don't know if this is totally true or if it's just kind of a myth, but I mean, there has been a lot of nonsense with the Argentinian players around international breaks and stuff at Spurs. Like, it happened with Lo Celso, Romero, Lamela.
Hey,
like,
and Aaron brings up a good point too when he talks about how we had our South American players break COVID protocol to go
that's
play.
what I'm talking about. Yeah.
And so I'll shift over to Cubes. Like, Cubes, what do you think about this whole debate? And especially, like Aaron says, the players breaking COVID protocol, like, from the team that pays them every week. I don't know. Do you think Romero deserves the hate he's getting, or is he actually hurt and we're being assholes? Or I don't know. What's your take, friendo?
There's a chance that he is kind of saving himself a little bit, or has been pulling back this season, because he hasn't had a very good season either, you know. So I think that, and I don't mean like he's just playing like he's on bad form. Like, it's more like I feel like he hasn't been going in as hard as he usually was in the past. But so it's possible, but we don't know for sure, and he could be genuinely injured, because he has gotten injured a lot, and he was playing a lot of games. So I think that having a muscle strain, I know Hoiberg had like a muscle strain fatigue as well. And I mean, our boys, in particular, the starting 11, have been playing a lot of games. So I'm not ready to just like dig into Romero like I think some other people maybe are, which I don't blame them if they want to do that, but I'm just not ready to do that because I don't actually know the truth. I don't feel like we have any real definitive or like reliable evidence to say that he is doing that. So I don't feel like it's fair to be like, you know, oh, like just dragging him and everything when we don't really know what the situation is and how bad the injury actually was and whether or not he was having in the back of his mind or not. So I don't know. I feel kind of like that's the case for a lot of our players in general, where, I mean, you can see like an Emerson situation, like I will get mad and dig into Emerson, but Romero's a good player. And even if he hasn't been having a good season, you can't say that, like, if he's injured right now, which we don't know all the details, we know he is injured, muscle strain. That's what the medical team is saying he is. But we just have to take that as what it is and what they're saying at face value to be.
100%. And I mean, I don't know. Is he injured fully? Like, is it something that you or I or Kieran or Scott or Aaron or Full Bull would pull out of Spurs for? Maybe not. But he's got a game that he clearly, to me for Romero, it's clearly country before club. And I don't even think that's a debate. I guess I think the debate is that okay? And who I don't know. I'm not the right person to answer it. I'm not a very patriotic person. Not to say I don't love my country or whatever, but like I'm not very far away from being, I'm 2 generations away from Germany. I could be other places. It wouldn't. So I think patriotism takes a part. Does Romero maybe not feel 100%? Yeah, of course. Is it enough that it would keep any of us off the pitch because of how much we love Spurs? Like, I don't know. We love Spurs more than some of the players do, and that's something that I think we're going to have to take into consideration here. And that's not a bad thing. Not all the players are fans. You're lucky enough to sometimes get players that are fans, and that's magic. That's when you get magic at your club. But it's not always like that. You don't always have fans in the starting 11 or in the match day squad. You know what I'm saying, Kieran?
Yeah. Do you mind if I share something real quick?
Please do share anything. Yeah, of course.
Share the screen.
Yeah. How do I'll full screen you once you do it.
I guess you just have to add it to
yeah. To the stream.
Yeah, so look at this list of Argentinian internationals who are all injured right now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
all of these crucial players to the team.
Yeah.
I get what Bobby K is saying too. Like, recently become a dad.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying for sure that it's something that's happening.
But then Aaron brings up a good point by saying Argentinian players and Brazil players prioritize the World Cup. It's huge for them. They also think the Club World Cup. Like, no one outside watched Oh, the Club World Cup is a big deal. Over here, it's as meaningful as the Audi Cup. And I mean I agree with both. It's one of those cool things where like I don't have to pick a side because it's my show. You know what I mean? And I can just say, yeah, I agree with both. But it's definitely thought provoking and something that makes me think. You know, as both like a armchair analyst and as a fan. And I think we're all kind of armchair analysts these days, right? Would you guys consider that your job? I mean, when I'm watching matches, it's serious. It's serious business.
It's like social media, right? And everybody's got to have a take. You got to like you're just expected to have a take on everything. You know,
it's a little tiring. It is tiring sometimes. Can we just sometimes not just go? We're through the round of 16. Oh my god!
Yeah,
you know, with no narrative. I don't care who played better than who. We won that fucking match. We won. Spurs are through first in their group to the round of 16.
I just want to say,
how many years has it been since Arsenal have been in the Champions League?
It's been a while.
It's been a fucking while. Yeah. It's
I just wanted to say as well, and I've been waiting to say this. Højbjerg haters, come outside. Come outside.
Yes, we're waiting.
Y'all been talking so much shit about Højbjerg. The Viking, man. Where are you guys? Where are all the Højbjerg haters?
This guy, Dave Hotspur makes a good point. Hey,
7 goal contributions, all comps so far this season.
Yeah, and he's one of the most fit. He's one of the most fit players in the squad, judging by the sprints he's making at 94 minutes. You know, like he's one of those players that's doing it. But I was saying that, yeah, he really is. Without him and Bentancur, as Jacob would say, I'm not doing it nearly as well. But without those two, man, where would we be, right? I mean,
they're carrying the team right now.
They're
two of them.
Absolutely carrying the team, and I couldn't be happier. Like, I was looking through when I was creating this show, I was looking through last week's show, and I saw a banner that said Kane, drought, Sonny, drought. Like, where are the goals going to come from? It had been a while since I had done a stream, but look, guess who they came from? Højbjerg and Bentancur. Like, what? I don't know, man. Hey, and Aaron always the jokester.
I don't know where the Harry Kane drought. I mean, Kane is still scoring. It's just he's not influencing other parts of the game quite as much as he was before.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Premier League.
I'm just kind of parroting a narrative or a trend I've seen around on Twitter. I spend way too much time on football Twitter. It helps with my gambling. You see, if I get some insider knowledge.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
But it's bad for my mental health. Very bad for my mental health.
Yeah, definitely. I would say like Højbjerg and Bentancur for me are the best players this season for us so far. So I mean, they're really exactly what you're all saying. Like, they're holding our team together, especially since the rest of our team has been playing so shite all season.
Yeah, 150%. But if we're talking about players this season and transfers in. I know we didn't just get Højbjerg, but what about this cat? What do you guys have to say about him, man? I say Perisic should take all corners. Yes. Every time Sonny picks the ball up for one, I'm like, oh. No offense to Sonny,
has assisted multiple goals from corners this season.
Perisic has a better delivery left and right foot, I feel like.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Perisic has probably as good or even better.
Are you saying he's more of an asset in the box than Son is, and Son's lack of maybe slightly worse delivery? Perisic being in the box makes up for Son's slightly worse ability on the delivery. That's what you're saying.
Hold on. They split it. so they split it based off of the fact that, I mean, they're both pretty two-footed, but they split it. And I think that the reason why they split it is because it's like, who has the stronger like foot, you know, because they're both pretty two-footed, but ultimately they both have a dominant foot. So that's why Son takes, I forget which one, I think he takes the
right-footed corner.
Yeah, the right-footed one, and then Perisic takes the left-footed one. So that's why he split it. And then additionally, when Son takes the corner and Perisic is able to be in the box, he's actually been able to do a flick on, like it's already happened like two.
Right, yeah. Where he's at the near post. One time resulted in a goal, one didn't. if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so he's trying to. So Sonny will send it in. Perisic will be usually closer to him, and then be able to do like a flick on or something to Kane or whoever, right, to get it in goal. And then alternatively on the other side of it is when Perisic has a corner in, you notice that Sonny is actually slightly outside of the box, getting ready for a potential rebound if it gets headed outward. So I think that there is like strategic elements to it. It's not just, hey, just like one of them take all of the corners.
No, I think you're 100% right. And with this sexy beast, and like I was telling Kieran, I have no idea which one of these dudes is Gianni Vio. I'm thinking it's the guy that's more in front, you know, the guy we see his actual face, but
no,
the other guy kind of looks like
the right.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's the guy on the right. Yeah.
How do you know?
With the eyebrows. Yeah, the eyebrows. You can tell.
Okay. Well, thank God. Has he been our best signing?
Yeah, I mean, I think you could argue that the amount of goals we've scored from set pieces and how
we've got plays. We run plays. We look like a basketball team inbounding the ball now, dude. Like we look like an American basketball team running an inbounds play. It's so cool.
Yeah,
it's so cool. European people, like British people, are like, huh? Like, what's that mean? Nothing really. Like it's. The ball's out of bounds. You got to get it in bounds, but you've got a set, very rigid thing you do, and it involves blocking lanes off. And I mean, we're clearly doing that, man. It's beautiful. With Conte, I think Conte was a perfect match for that, dude. The way they both view the game is so regimented and it is so stiff, in a good way. You know, I don't know. I think that's a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
You guys agree?
Yeah, I said it a few times. Gianni's like Vio's like the best signing. I agree with you. Best signing that we've made all season. I mean, the amount of actual points that we've gotten, like wins that we've gotten from just be able to be better at set pieces, those last minute header goals from corners is like it's everything. Like basically that's what kept us in top 4 so far.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know, real quick. Jacob says hi, and he'll be here soon. He said to me, and then Aaron says, you know, that not only is Perisic our best set piece taker, according to Aaron. Aaron thinks that he should be taking our direct free kicks. And I mean, we haven't. When's the last time we scored on a direct free kick? Was it Dyer? I know it wasn't, but it feels like
that Kane one against Crystal Palace where it like went off the keeper.
Oh, like on the ground, like
Yeah.
Like it's staying on the ground.
The last time we scored.
Yeah, and then before that it was Eric Dyer.
Eric Dyer has never scored a free kick for Spurs. He scored one for England.
I thought he scored one for Spurs right around the same time. I guess I'm hallucinating.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he's never scored one for Spurs. Also, the only ones that have really scored for Spurs have been like
Eriksen
and Trippier. And yeah, but it's definitely
Trippier. It must have been Trippier that I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Trippier. I knew they were.
Trippier was the last one actually.
He slapped in a few. But yeah, I agree, Aaron. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea to let him have a little slap at it. And then he prefers, like me, Sonny, not taking the corners so he can be outside the box. So he can shoot the ball if it gets headed out, or B, he can utilize his pace on counterattacks. and I agree that that's a good reason. We're still kind of a work in progress, and it seems like maybe Conte might be leaning the direction you and I are leaning, Aaron. But we'll have to wait and see. Full Bull again says, "What's up, Mike? Dude, I don't get this inside joke, but I am fully in on it. What's up, Mike?"
That was in response to Jacob in the chat.
Oh, okay, okay.
He said that to you. He calls him Mike too. So
okay. Thank you. I was like, I don't get the joke, but I'm 100% in on it. Like, I'm in on this.
I'm disappointed Perisic hasn't taken more shots. Like, he is.
Yeah, he's kind of known for having goals to his name. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you mind if I change the subject drastically?
Go for it.
And I set this up before. Like, I sort of got this banner's been here since before Son got injured, and I'm not laughing that Son's injured. I'm just laughing because, of course, Brian Hill has to get more game time now. Are you guys excited to see what he can do? I mean, I am.
I don't think that petition needs to even happen because he will now.
yeah. I can probably hold on. I'm gonna edit it. Brian Hill to get more game time is all it's gonna say.
I don't know if that's necessarily true.
You think we're going to stick with that too? But how long can we have just that?
We only have 2 Premier League games until the World Cup, right? So
that's true.
That is more game time though than he would have otherwise.
I don't think he's going to play in either of them. Is what I'm saying. I think
we have the cup game too.
He'll play in that, sure, but he was always going to play in that.
Prefers Hill over Lucas. And who doesn't, right? By the way, we got 21 viewers. What is up, everyone? It's Colin, C Cubed, Kieran. We're talking Spurs. We're talking, life. We're talking everything. If you want to join in, I'm going to repost the link in the chat and just come. Be great to have you. I already got an awkward quiet right there. So guys,
I thought you were gonna say something.
sorry about that. Hill or Lucas. Who are we gonna have? Who would you guys rather see us line up with against Liverpool?
I don't really. This is gonna sound horrible, but I don't really care that much. they're inconsequential.
Oh.
Like the difference between them is like.
Whoa, Tyson Fury's watching the show right now, you guys. Whew. You think he would have better stuff to do? It's good to see you, Tyson. Wink. I don't know who that is. Sorry to interrupt you, C Cube. You don't care though. You're more interested in what Kane can do and the midfield. I mean, is it that type of thing for you, or
yeah, they're gonna play anyways, because even if we do, so they're either gonna do a 3, which is not likely, but if they were to do a 3, then both of them are gonna play. If they don't do a 3, then both of them are gonna play because there's nobody on the bench to sub out other than those. So if they play a 2 up top, then they're both going to play because they're going to have to sub out and rest a forward. Conte always rests his forwards. He always takes forwards off around the 70th minute mark in order to rest their legs. So the only forward that he doesn't take out is Kane, because Kane does not spend his time running up and down the field or the pitch in the same way that the runners do. So regardless of who it is, whether it's Lucas or it's Hill, he's going to take them off around the 70th minute anyway and replace them with the other person. So it's just like, for me, I feel like it's really inconsequential at this point, because I feel like the gap between Lucas and Hill, as far as like what they can contribute, I'm not saying like potential. I feel like maybe Hill, because he's a lot younger, has more like potential than Lucas does, etc. But just for what they can contribute at this like moment in time to the game, and pushing us over to a win, I feel like is so minimal of a gap that it like doesn't really matter to me. So I think the gap between so the gap of Lucas and Hill between Decky, Richie, even Richie's in that category too, is just so big Like Son, Kane is just so big that it doesn't even matter to me.
Wow. That's a big statement, and I'm not sure I 100% would. I mean, that's.
I don't think it's a big statement. I don't think it's that controversial at all, really.
Well,
Lucas
hey,
Moura hasn't
the
contributed
Tyson
in years.
Fury. It's the Tyson Fury here, and he might disagree with you. You wouldn't say Lucas Moura contributed against Marseille?
I think he did in some ways. He had some good moments, but it was mostly a typical Lucas performance. He works hard defensively, although he's not a great defender. He runs at players.
If Harry didn't choke in that 1-on-1, he would have had. There goes Beth. If Harry didn't choke on that 1-on-1, he would have had a goal. And I mean, sorry, an assist.
Yeah. That was a nice play, and he has good moments, but it's just not. It's never. Really. I just don't think he's got the ability to affect a game all that much anymore.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying, just to be clear, I'm not saying that Lucas or Hill cannot contribute to a game or they haven't contributed to the game. I'm saying that the gap between their contribution or ability is so big compared to somebody of Decky, Son, even Ricky's quality is just, that gap is just so big that whether Hill or Lucas plays out of the two of them is like not a really big.
I honestly though think that it would depend on the opposition, right? I mean,
personally, I'd rather see more of Hill because
I'd rather see Hill second half
there for something we haven't seen already.
Right, there's growth. There's growth potential. Whereas we know Lucas is leaving after the season. He's going back to Brazil. He doesn't really need to improve or want to improve. Whereas Hill is in his prime, traded for money plus a player, expected to be our number 11. I get it. I think, what I think, and people might disagree with this. I think that Lucas should get the first with the 5 subs. I think Lucas should get the first 45. I think Hill should get the second.
Well, I mean, I was thinking about this.
Let Lucas run at him for 45 minutes. Let Hill come out to tired legs and do his thing.
I was thinking about this, and I was thinking, well, Conte probably won't want to play Hill and the 2 up top with Kane. He's not going to play all 3 of them at the same time. So I was thinking maybe Lucas would play 90 minutes of both Premier League games, but then Lucas is coming off an injury, so he probably can't play that much. So I think you'll probably see Lucas until, like the 60, anywhere from the 65th to the 75th, 80th minute, and then Hill will come on. In a 2 up top with Kane, because I don't think he'll risk both of them at the same time. That's just what makes sense for Conte to do. So
yeah, I think that they just don't. When I say they can have a flash of moment of brightness. Both of them can at different points in time potentially, but it's not like they can grab the game, and you're like, oh, that's going to be.
And then I said that about Lucas. I said that about Lucas, and then we won the Champions League semifinal.
That was one game.
Well,
one great game. Hey, you guys, can we hold on for 1 second? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to interrupt anyone. I hate doing that, but Jesus, this is important. Oh my God! Who in the hell is that?
Hey, Jacob.
What's cracking?
What up, nerd? You have fun doing your nerd stuff all night?
Sure did.
Good deal, man.
You
guys make it far in the campaign? If you guys didn't know, he's a D&D player like myself. Tonight was D&D night.
I didn't know you guys played D&D. That's
bro. Rad. We both play D&D, bro.
I didn't know you guys played.
You play too?
I have not played, but I'm very.
Oh well, we should all get a campaign going. Okay,
I would love to do that.
That
I've
sounds
been-
amazing.
It's been years for me. It's been a long time. So
I don't know. I'm just giving out his whole life story here, but my
Appreciate
man's DM tonight too. He was dungeon master, so
Yeah,
dope.
I was the
His
I was
story.
the boss. That was
he
pretty fun.
bows. He was Antonio Conte tonight.
It's true.
And we got
I was.
full bowl saying yes, Mike is here.
That's right.
Hey, I don't know if you've seen, but Tyson Fury's here, bud.
Bro, is that the Tyson Fury?
It's the real one. He told me it was. So
I just want to tell him he has peak male physical fitness.
right. That is what an
Um,
actual peak. That's and if
Peak
women don't
male
like it,
physique.
and if
that's
women
what
don't
it
like
is.
that,
No, they
then
do.
they do. Yeah.
The only reason they wouldn't is because they like it so much.
That is it's
genuinely
too much
peak
of a good
physical
thing.
male.
Yeah. Well, whoa, my McAfee just popped up and said I had 7,381 issues found. I'm not kidding, you guys. If I could share I mean, I could, but that's crazy.
That is a concerning number of.
It's McAfee though. If it's
It's also
McAfee, you guys, I would say you guys know that
McAfee.
he got arrested in like an island country for making a drug lab and doing weird drugs, right? And
He did a
pooping all
lot
over
of
people.
illegal things.
He was into scat porn and making cathinones, amphetamines and stuff. So I don't trust this software anyways. But anyway, back to Spurs and Jacob. It's so good to have you here, my man.
Oh, thank you.
If I understand right, you're older than the last time we saw you.
I mean, technically, we all are.
Can I get an organization of you guys? Can we sing for him? Which one
Yes.
will you sing, Carrie? Will you sing?
Oh
Don't
God,
do
my
it.
singing voice is terrible.
Don't do
And a three,
Sing.
and a two, and a one. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jacob. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
Hey,
That was
good to have
horrendous
you. Man.
way, but it was sang with love.
I actually took voice lessons for 6 months just to sing that tonight. So
They're
you,
absolutely horrendous. You need to get your money back for those singing lessons. But
Y'all want to know how old I'm getting?
how old are you going
So-
to be, bud?
Let's just say the night before my birthday,
Which is Halloween.
which is Halloween, yeah. We bought a bunch of Oreos, and I kid you not, I ate too many, and I was sick the next day. So my birthday started out with me being sick.
Pooping out a bunch of Oreos.
No, the other end.
Ooh.
Yeah.
me and Colin both at the same time. Ooh.
Ooh, yeah, it was not a good way to wake
Yikes.
up. It was just like I don't feel good.
black vomit.
Yeah. Well,
No good. Well, none of us are happy about that.
But guess
we're happy
what?
that
That was
you're
a couple
here.
days ago. I'm back on the wagon.
Oh, they were the golden Oreos. That was the thing. Hey, so I gotta go use the little boys' room. Jacob, I'm actually gonna put you in charge. You just go here. You're in charge for a second. No, wait, sorry. Cubes. See cubes. You're in charge. Okay. I'm gonna put up a new banner though for you guys to kind of talk about, and this is kind of just something just to kind of get you guys all talking. But here you go.
my local team. I think that's probably more of a Kyrian question. You got a local
Or a
team.
Jacob
No.
question, since he's
MLS?
Jacob is wearing the nasty jersey of his nasty team. So
MLS teams. So, I think what is it? I heard.
Wait, so what? I had to close my door because my dog so rudely interrupted and just walked in.
well, he put the banner up for your local team, so and
Mm.
you're wearing your local team's jersey. So.
Oh, how interesting! Yeah.
Would you like to talk about your local team?
So I guess
got-
what's happening with your local team, Jacob?
They got bounced out. They needed to win one more game to go to the Super Bowl of the MLS.
The Super
And they
Bowl
lost.
of the MLS.
That's the best way I can explain it.
I mean, you could just call it the final, like, which is what it is.
But I like that so much better.
Oh man.
I like that so much better.
What about you, Cubed? Who's your local team in Cali? Which one would be closer to you?
Hey guys. I did not wash my hands.
Thanks for sharing.
I didn't do it. Did not wash them.
Thanks for sharing.
But-
LA Galaxy is probably my local team since I'm originally from LA. So
originally
Okay.
from. So where do you guys,
Also,
without being too nosy? You still live in Cali?
I do live in
That's
Cali.
nosy.
No, that's all right. That's a big old state, but I'm not like, yo, what's your area code, girl? You know what I mean?
What's
My
your
exact
longitude,
address
latitude is what I like to ask.
Is 555-555.
5555. Did you used to watch Rugrats as a kid? There's an episode where they get Santa Claus's number and it's 555-5555. But yeah. So hold on, real quick. I want to catch up on the chat. I was taking a little.
Well,
taking a little break.
Jacob described what his local team was doing. So
Okay. Well, my local team. Weirdly enough, if you go by, even though I live in Indiana, I live in southern Indiana, and if I drive for 3 minutes one direction, I'm in Kentucky. If I drive for 3 minutes in the other direction, I'm in Illinois. My closest professional team is the team in Nashville. And they're kind of surprising everybody, right? I mean, like they're winning all kinds of matches. I wish I'd been putting money on it. Like, they've won like 4 of their last 6, if I'm not mistaken. That's an insane start.
They got bounced in the first round of the playoffs, so they're
Yeah.
not doing anything at this present moment.
by Cube's team, LA Galaxy, who just got bounced in the semifinals.
By the
bounce.
team
What
who
is-
bounced
what is-
my team
What
out.
is
Knockout.
what is bounce? Oh,
Knockout.
knock them out. Why do you guys have to say American stuff like bounce? You're making us
Because
lose.
it's MLS. It's American.
hey, we've got 13 people watching. I don't know if we got 13 likes. I doubt it. So if you guys could do me a favor, hit the like button. I mean, it's easy. I think you just. I even have a trackpad mouse and a hurt shoulder, and I can scroll around. So if you guys could just go over to the like button and hit it, I would.
You got 12.
Man, I would kiss you on the mouth. I got a wife
wow.
in the other room. She can hear me, but who knows what I would do if you like this video. So just like it. Just do it. And also, I want to say Tommy, Hotspur Hood, the main character, the main boss man. He's in the United States right now, and he doesn't have a great SIM card. Hasn't so far been staying in places with great Wi-Fi. We're talking hostels. We're talking, that kind of thing. So soon he should be uploading some videos. It's been a little sparse on the channel. That's another reason why I wanted to do a video tonight, kind of to let everyone know Hotspur Hood is still here, baby. We saw that victory. We are in the round of 16, and we're here. And we know that Sun's hurt, and we get all of it. We're not behind on a thing. All right, we're here. But listen to that music. Everything's gonna be all right.
Okay, we're updating Carrion. He was behind on the news. Right, Carrion, you're working.
Yeah,
so.
Kane didn't
Yeah,
know
I
that
did.
that son was hurt.
I did not see the injury report. No, yeah, that's
Jacob, can you beatbox to this?
I got Oreos in my mouth, so I don't want to spread it all over my computer.
All right, so like
Okay.
All right. Tyson Fury, a True Gordy upset you recently. I don't know what anyone's talking about. True Gordy's a wank stain. Oh man, it's getting wild it's getting wild in the comments. Barnett, I forget what we were even talking about. Oh, that's your local team, Jacob.
Barnett,
Jacob
yeah.
Farrow. That's
Barnett.
awesome, dude. How are they? Tell me more about your team. Division, real quick. League place, and maybe best player. So I'm always looking for teams in other leagues to support and have a reason to have a tie to. So, Jacob, talk me into being a Barnett fan.
Barnett's a non-league team. They're in the National League, so they're actually
How do you know so much about them,
below the
bro?
league system.
Can this be just be your show? You know all this stuff. How did you know that? Did you just look it up?
I did know who Barnet was because they used like League 2, and they were in FIFA, but
Oh,
I
okay.
just looked it up. I did not know that they are now a non-league club. until I
Okay,
just
so
looked it
that
up.
was fact checking on your part. You didn't just
Yeah.
have that in your brain.
I didn't know. I was because when you asked, I was like, "Huh, what league are they in now?" And they're,
Right.
Tyrion,
Okay.
you gave it away, man. You should have stayed mysterious.
No.
I just
No, I'm not gonna act like I'm a football genius.
He is a football. Everyone. He quit his channel because he's about to break out as coach of the USA men's national team. You heard
Hey, I
it here
do a
first.
better job than
You
Greg
heard it-
Berhalter.
You heard it here first.
I
Kyrian
have no
from Spurs After
coaching
Dark.
license, and I'd still be better than Greg Berhalter.
The thing is, they asked you for your coaching license. I printed you out a fake one. They didn't even know. They didn't even check it. So yeah, no, you're good, bro. But Aaron, what Bay Wanderers? You follow them pretty closely? I don't think
Bray
so because you
Wanderers.
you never talked to me about them.
Well, the League of Ireland is pretty like.
Nearest team Shamrock Rovers.
Small.
Kane scored his first European goal against them when he was 18, but in Ireland, he's a Bray Wanderers fan. They came through their youth system. Oh shit! All right, I missed that at the beginning. My bad. So take that into consideration in your reply, Aaron. But I didn't see that. That's awesome, dude. Hope you 2-footed the shit out of somebody and you hurt him because that's how that's how it should be. Gotta watch out. You don't get 2-footed by the redheaded Irish guy.
Jacob Farrow in the chat. Doesn't the Spurs ladies team play some games at Barnet Stadium?
Yeah, they used to. No, they
at
used
their
to.
pitch?
They used to
Yeah.
until what's her face went crazy about it, right? United States lady.
Alex Morgan.
Yeah, until Alex Morgan was like, Mr. Levy, like everyone's playing at the nice stadium now, right? Yeah, that happened. Didn't
It was pretty lame that they had to play there and couldn't
No,
play at the Spurs Stadium.
It was. I think it was probably a penny pinching thing, right?
Of course
Mr.
it
Daniel.
was. It's Levy
It was-
we're talking about.
It was cheaper to rent that place out, pay the required staff for that small of a place, than it was to set up Spurs Stadium, hire the required staff, blah 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 blah. But I mean, you successfully shut off enough of that stadium, and you could do it, and that's what they do now. I'm sure a huge section of the stadium is. I mean, wait, do Spurs ladies even play their home matches at Spurs Stadium? I could fact check this. Jacob's eating. He can't talk. He's Oreos in his mouth. Spurs ladies.
I'm trying to find that magical number because apparently I exceeded it the night before my birthday.
Oh, so you're trying not to? I get that.
Yeah, that's right.
It says Tottenham. Hive London.
Yeah, the Hive. That's Barnet Stadium. Yeah, that's crazy. It is a nice.
So they can do their training. They can do that type of thing, like at the Spurs, facilities. But we don't allow them to play there. It's got to be a money thing. But to me, it's disheartening and it makes me feel bad.
It's definitely a money thing. It also probably has to do with pitch
Close-
maintenance.
Close off a big part of the stands, like the upper tier. Only sell out the lower tier.
Well, they want to have the stadium available for events. That's what it really is.
No. Karen, I do get that, but do you know what I'm saying? Like, do you know where I'm coming from? Like, I know you do.
No, I agree with you, Colin. I think even they should just find a way to fit stuff around their schedule. They're Spurs just as much as the men's club is Spurs. They should be able to play in Spurs Stadium. End of story. But obviously, it's about money, so they're gonna try and work around that. So
gross.
It's interesting because at FC Dallas, they have a whole bunch of training pitches, 20 of them around the stadium, and some of those they use for different games and stuff. So I'm surprised they don't do something like that, at least at the Spurs training ground. Do something for themselves. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
But Jacob Farrow, though, listen to this dedication. If Conte and Kane go, he's getting the Barnet season ticket, man. They got a nice stadium. I almost feel like having a lower league team like that, like here in the U.S., like having an MLS team to like really follow and go and be in those front rows and hold up those flags and be a part of. It would be really fun, you know. Like I know this is a Spurs show and Spurs is our main love, but like. You know, everyone's got a little side piece in football, and for me, I think it's going to be this Nashville team, and you know,
you're not off to a great start, Colin.
Yeah, I mean, I think
they're a very brand new team, you guys.
Yeah.
Well, what I will say, Austin is newer than Nashville.
Yeah.
So that's all I really had to say about that.
Did you win 4 of your last 6 matches?
They made
we
it to
advanced
a
in the
conference
playoffs.
final.
We made it to the conference final. Exactly. Thank you, Karen.
So did we.
No, you didn't. You didn't make it out of the first round past Galaxy, bro. The Squalaxy. They lost to LAFC, bro. Come on.
So, and I think one of the things, it's a little different, I think, supporting, you know, a lower division team or a non-league team in England. I think one of the problems we have here in the U.S.
There's
like
no culture.
MLS,
There's no football culture, bro.
Yeah, is the lack of
no one gets excited.
Culture.
Nobody. There's no fucking. The police never have to. Oh man, even the top level games, there's never a police on, you know, cops on horses like making a line between the two fan groups walking into the stadium. There's never, you know what I mean? It's just not like that.
And that's the thing. So like the whole like project of MLS, and a lot of it is about building a culture, and we're trying to do that. And the problem is like people are taking very different approaches to it, and it also.
Well, hey, so what team do you support again? What team do you support?
I support DC United.
Well, I hate them. I hate DC United. I hate
the
you
worst
guys.
Team in MLS.
All right, man. I hate.
Nah, bro, y'all have at least won the MLS Cup.
Freddie,
FC Dallas has not.
Hey, Freddie,
we've got 4 of them actually. But
hey, Freddie, I hate you guys.
Hey, so I mean, and the thing is, it's a lot of it is left up to the ownership of the individual franchises, because they're not even like standalone clubs like in Europe. They're franchises. You know, it's a one entity system.
Toxic
like
Ketchup says hi.
Sports, so.
Hi, Toxic Ketchup. Sorry, go ahead, Kieran.
Hey, Toxic Ketchup.
No, it's fine.
No, you were going in hard. I cut you off, but I didn't see my man's. I haven't seen him in a while, so I just wanted to get his message in there before we got too like heavy into it.
Way off track anyway. Talking about like MLS.
Well, let's rein it back in. I've got some things to talk to you guys about. So we talked about this last time I did a show with Jacob.
Uh-oh.
But we really seriously, absolutely, 100% need a player that can play on the right that isn't Decky, that can compete with Decky. I don't watch tons of European football. I'll just be like the most honest guy. I've got like too much shit going on, and I'm also a lazy person. Like I'm just lazy. I mean, who do you guys think is a realistic get for that side? Because we know that Richarlison. Wait, can we call him Richarlison yet, Jacob? We know that Richarlison, his worst position is on the right. We need him back up for other positions. So who cubed in? Because I've asked Jacob already, but Jacob, maybe you changed your mind. You have a sexy jersey on tonight, by the way. You just look good.
Thank you.
Yeah. But, you know, maybe you change your mind. But you guys on the bottom there, starting with the cube, who do you think we could maybe get to compete with Decky to help balance out our squad on that right side? Because when he's out, we look clueless. We look creatively inept. We look bad, you know?
Yeah, I don't even know if it makes sense to be like targeting like a total like winger type. I feel like the whole thing that we're missing with Decky is his creativity, right? So if we were to just get a more creative player,
like a Madison type.
Yeah,
I'm not saying James Madison, but like an offensive midfielder.
Milinkovic Savic, or like, you know, like a more like forward-thinking, creative player, then
I
think that
honestly,
probably, if they don't exactly play that right wing position, at the very least, you change up the formation a little bit, and they can be more like a number 10. So we just need another creative player, like period. It doesn't have to be exactly like
what
Decky.
about
It has to be
this?
a creative player.
And I want to let you keep going, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but you really sparked my mind about something insane, like an idea. What if we got another defensive midfielder and moved Bentancur up to that AM position?
No, that is a very bad idea.
You think so? You think so?
Yes. Yes, that's a very bad idea. That's
Like we played with that 3-man midfield and had Bentancur as
why
our
would
most
you
advanced of the three?
take one of your best players in the team out of his ideal position and move him out of position to cover a need when you can
Because
just buy a player?
his recent stats at offensive midfield cost more than what we want to spend. Like he's been so good offensively to buy a player of that caliber.
We have
would
Conte.
cost
We
more.
need to just spend money. This is ridiculous.
Defensive midfielders cost less than offensive midfielders. So if we got a player that can do both,
that's horrible logic. That's Levy logic, Colin. That is
I'm-
Levy logic.
I know.
Bargain bin
Daniel Levy,
logic.
I followed the team because Daniel Levy, I thought he was a smart businessman, and then I got stuck because of Aaron Lennon and Gareth Bale, and I've been here ever since.
Yeah. Well, listen. I think we should just buy a player who can play in that position comfortably, who scores goals, creates goals. I think an ideal player for that position would be Domenico Berardi, and I said this in the transfer window as well over the summer, and I would have rather gotten him than Richarlison. Domenico Berardi from Sassuolo in Serie A scored 15 goals in Serie A, 17 assists last season.
Yeah. He's a young man too, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Well, he's 28, so he's like,
Oh, okay. Time's getting away from me, man. You remember players from a couple years ago, and it feels like it was just last year, but then COVID happened, and all that stuff. I mean, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I just feel like 30 million. We can probably get
What do you
him.
think? What do you think about Full Bull's comment here?
No, absolutely not. No. If Napoli want him, we should sell him. And
Zaniolo?
no, not Zaniolo either. He has horrible injury record. If that dude if he tears another ligament, his career's over. And he's already done it twice, 3 times.
For Toxic Headshots comment, I think we should get a new defense. Yeah, you and all of us. Basically, there's one person. There's only one defender who actually you can say deserves to start in that very center back line, and that's Romero. Well, now he's injured, but but he's the only one
injured. We'll say
injured, but I'm saying in a general sense, he's the only.
He can't play. Yeah.
Oh, I really think that we'll see in January probably only 2 players again, and it's probably going to be a center back and a player who can play in Decky's position, an attacking midfielder or right winger type player.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that's what we're going to get, those 2 players.
If we're lucky.
And we'll probably be disappointed by the center back that comes in, too. I'm almost entirely sure of that. I feel like we'll get a decent attacking player and then just a defender who's just like Longley, another stopgap player.
What about this guy, real quick? I mean, while we're just talking out our butts here, what the hell, what you said, Jid? What's going on with Spence? I mean, Conte's really showing that he didn't want this guy, right?
Yeah, obviously he didn't. I mean, he pretty much said so.
I don't know. I heard rumors that he might go out on loan in January. So
yeah. He probably will.
No way, really? I heard that about. Hill.
Ellie Gold said that.
I thought he said that about Hill, but I
think
didn't
he
know
said both of them.
Yeah, both of them.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, that shows more confidence in Royale and Doherty than I have. But I mean,
I don't think he has that much confidence in either of them either. I just think that he has none in Spence.
Yeah.
So, that says something about what he's seeing on the training pitch, the fact that he didn't want him in the first place, and You know, again, like, why is everybody surprised? He's like 20, 21 years old. He had one good season in the championship. Everybody needs to calm down. These English players get so overhyped, man. It's crazy.
Wow, racist.
Yeah, definitely.
Racist.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You're racist against English people.
I think a lot of the English players get very overhyped. I think throwing him in at this level when he hasn't been blooded in at top level professional football,
Everyone
league,
sees. Hey, everyone
ruin
sees
his
Dele.
career.
Everyone sees Dele, right? And they think that every
Look what
player can
happened
be
to
that.
him.
Yeah,
He was
but
good for
everybody-
3 seasons, and then now his career's over. He's failing in Turkey. Like,
Right.
that's the thing. You don't throw players in like that. The only players who can go in at a super young age at the top
they
level.
finish.
And they
They also
finish.
They also finish at a young age. Look at Rooney.
Yeah.
Rooney didn't play into his late years like Ronaldo. Rooney and Ronaldo are the same age.
He was Rooney came to MLS at 30 years old.
Rooney
So-
and Ronaldo are the same age.
Which also makes you feel, at least when I think about it, I'm always remembering that like Becky is so young, which like
Yeah.
makes me more in awe of him because he is actually so young.
Oh my god! And he's got.
You always forget how young he is because he's just like handles himself so well, is like so mature, and he's such a good player. And you're just like always forget that he's as young as he is.
There's a
Yeah.
lot to his game too. You know, he's not fast, but he's got a little turn of pace. He's smart. He understands who other players will be. He fits in Conte's system perfectly. I mean, and our RLR Jones, RLR Jones is here, and he says our window was a complete joke. And Mr. Jones, I'm gonna have to disagree, and I'm glad you're here. If you haven't liked the damn video, please like it. All right, we'd appreciate that. But yeah, I don't think the window was a complete joke at all. In fact, I think it was a good one. I think with the acquisitions we made both on the field and off. Speaking of Gianni Vio, our set piece coach, I think we've had a great window. But you know, what do you guys think? Do you guys think it was a joke?
No, I don't know if it was a joke, but I mean, it can't be a great window if we didn't address the two biggest needs in the team, which were center back and right wing back. Everybody could see that. Everybody knew it. Those were the two biggest needs, and we didn't fill them. So I don't see how you can say it's a great window.
It's not
Like,
a great window.
I think we seriously overpaid for a rotation forward in Richarlison. I guess, you know, he's a forward to compete, but let's be honest, like Son, Kane, and Decky as a trio are elite. It was going to be hard to sign anybody to truly compete, and Richarlison's never scored more than 10 goals in a Premier League season. So to pay $60 million for him, I feel like was overpaying. We probably could have got a cheaper forward and then used some of that money on a starting quality right wing back, so we wouldn't have to see Emerson and Doherty. Yeah, and then we got Longley on loan with no option or obligation as a stopgap because we failed to get Bastoni, and then still didn't get another defender in permanently to maybe challenge Dyer or hopefully replace him at the central center back position. So in general, I think the window was a failure. I don't know if I'd call it a complete joke, but it was definitely a failure.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, Carrie. I feel like it was a failure. I agree, it's not a complete joke, but I mean, when we're looking at right now, we're looking down the barrel of do we play Lucas and Hill, or do we play Lucas or Hill? And we have 0 forwards on the bench. We're looking at a window that was not good enough.
Well, I mean, we've had 3 injuries in the same position. You can't account for that.
But Kane has been playing 90 minutes of every game. He's been playing 2 to 3 games a week, 90 minutes each game. So what I'm saying is that when we are looking at that many injuries, our drop off. So you're saying, oh, you know, you can't attest to the fact that, you know, there'd be so many injuries in like the same kind of position. But then why is the drop off so big that we're like, oh man, we got to play Lucas and Hill now, right? The fact that is our drop off, the fact that we are looking at it in that way, that shows you like that our window was not good enough. The fact that Kane has to play 90 minutes, 3 games a week, 2 to 3 games a week, that shows you Son has been playing like every minute, with the exception of when he's taken off that 70 minutes, because he always is. And then that one time that he started from the bench, he's been playing overplayed. Højbjerg has been overplayed. This goes.
Did you guys see the interview after the Marseille game where Kane said it's important for him, for the team, to be playing at this level? Like, I mean, we need to be playing in the Champions League for Kane. Kane needs to step up.
Did you see the video I put on my channel on the YouTube Shorts? I put a little short. It was Yves Bissouma's Instagram story.
Of Kane dancing? Was it Kane dancing? I saw that.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. You know how many people have not seen that man dance once?
I've never seen it before. That was crazy.
Bro,
I never imagined him.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can tell
he was
how much
singing along. He doesn't even speak that language, and he was singing along.
That was crazy to me, too.
French, yeah.
I feel like Kane would only listen to, like, Blur and Gorillaz.
No, who was that other guy?
Coldplay,
yeah. There you go.
The redhead.
No, the one-name guy. The one-name guy.
Oh, what about that
Moby.
ginger guy?
He'd listen to Moby.
What about that British ginger guy? What's his name?
Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, Ed Sheeran.
He loves Ed Sheeran. There was like an interview talking about.
He would.
I knew it.
Kane is actually friends with Ed Sheeran.
Who wouldn't be? Right.
But Ed Sheeran is an Ipswich fan. Mm-hmm.
I think it's Ipswich.
Kane heading to Ipswich.
I think it's Ipswich.
Kane dances like a potato farmer. Love the vid though. Yeah, no, he definitely. There is no one in the whole world. There is nobody in the whole world that has less like natural rhythm than Kane. It's bad. It's really bad. He makes me look like a elite dancer.
Yeah.
He doesn't really look like your, partier kind of guy in general. So.
Me? Look, I vape. Okay, so automatically I party.
Yeah,
So-
I wouldn't expect Kane to be much of a party guy, anyways. So, the fact that he actually could, kind of put, the 1-2 step together a little bit and sway back was already improvement.
He danced at his wedding. Come on, he had to do the 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's real nice.
But what I do love is Busy. Like, he brings that out of everybody. He's just a good time. Like, I really love Busy. I think he's really fun. I really like Bissouma. I think he's fun. He's around and happy.
And like going back to what you said there about the window, I mean, I think what I meant is like 3 forwards and 3 injuries in one position. You can't account for that in the sense that I agree the drop off is too big, but I don't expect us to fix all our problems in one window.
Look at that too.
Just to fix the immediate need. Yeah, look at that. Yeah.
Sarr, Hill, Spence, Clark, almost 100 million, and none of them have started a Premier League match.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, Kieran. You don't expect us to solve all of our problems. Like, I get it, but like, they were holding Hill. Hill had like an opportunity to go back, to what is it, Valencia or something?
Valencia, yes.
Yeah, but we kept them as attacking depth just in case.
Because
they failed to sign somebody.
Yeah, because they
wanted to sign another forward.
But aren't you glad though that your team at least like had the foresight to have the option to keep the attacking player they had?
Well, they had to. It's not a
bare minimum.
There's a few things unfair about that statement, though.
The fact that they held him hostage because they couldn't get somebody in says it all, I think. Because I don't think that the transfer was great because they did not end up getting somebody in, and they just held him hostage when he had an opportunity.
Held him hostage? He didn't hold him hostage. Would you want to go play in La Liga? You want to play in the best league in the world?
No. They held him hostage.
He wasn't going to get game time here, and you knew that. He's 4th choice.
Yeah, he had there was an IG post or story after it came out that he was staying, and it was, I forget what it was, but it was basically like being like sad about the fact that he had to freaking stay here. You know, he wanted.
Kane?
Yeah,
What?
Kane
No,
is
Hill.
happy now.
No. Sorry, Hill. You meant Hill. I was losing my mind for a second. I was trying to go through the comments and at the same time.
No, I'm
Keep
saying
up.
Bill didn't want us. He didn't want to stay here this season because he knew he wasn't going to get a lot of game time. So he wanted to go back to Valencia. And then when they held him hostage because they were not going to let him leave because they didn't find a replacement for him, then he put out like a IG.
It's not holding someone hostage when you have the rights to their contract. That's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah,
Right, we pay him pretty handsomely.
The
Yeah.
wording
That
is a
doesn't mean
little
that
hard.
figuratively I'm saying that we held him hostage. I'm saying figuratively we did hold him hostage because he wanted to leave. That's the definition of the word hostage. You wanted to leave and you were not able to leave, or you couldn't leave because, you know, of some reason or another.
Well,
The
then
problem
players
is
are held
the
hostage
reason,
every day.
right? The real problem is not that Hill couldn't leave. The problem is that the club failed to sign somebody to come in and contribute more to the team than both him and Lucas, right? That's the real problem.
The point. I'm saying that the fact that they held him hostage is an indication of how the club failed to bring somebody else that was
Yeah,
better.
exactly.
I mean, one could argue that your job every day holds you hostage, right? No one wants to be there. Everyone wants to be somewhere else, but they go to work every day, 9 to 5. So, I mean, I just think it's a little weird to be like, we held him hostage. We paid a fucking shit ton of money for that little fucker, so he better be fucking ready to go when we need him.
Honestly, that's how I feel too. I think it's a
Not
little
ready
different.
to go. The way that I see it
He
as
should be willing to do. He's also only 22 years old. He should be willing to do whatever the club asks of him. He hasn't proven anything in this league yet.
But there was a point that I wanted to make.
He had to agree to the move to come to Tottenham, and he knew he wasn't coming in as a starter. So,
But
I don't want
there's a point I
hear
wanted
any
to make
crying
here about
from him.
Jacob Farrow's comment. Says Sarr, Hill, Spence, Clark spent 100 million. None of them started a Prem game.
Yeah.
I thought Hill did start a Premier League game under Nuno, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but
Hill looks like an atomic bomb, like encased in a tiny little ball. You know what I mean? Though, like he looks like a firecracker set off in a cup. Like that dude's nuts.
but
you never
what,
know where he's gonna.
What I'm trying to say is all these people were brought on under different managers aside from Sarr and Hill because they're both bought under Nuno. But Clark was it Jose or was it Pochettino? I don't even remember now. So it's like it's the direction of the club where we don't know what the fuck we're doing. We're just like, who do you want? Okay, well, who's third, fourth, fifth option at that position? Let's get that. Let's get a Jack Clark. Let's get Spence. Let's get Hill. Let's get Sarr. It's a joke, so it's
not even.
But I also think it's unfair to say like, you know, any of these people, like, they're not quality just because they haven't started either. Just because they haven't doesn't mean that they don't have something in their bag. I mean, Jack Clark can't get into our squad. He barely sees the bench in Champions League. So it's, I don't know. I just think it's.
I mean, Jack Clark has been on loan in the Championship and has failed to impress. So Jack Clark is a flop, just straight up. He was never going to work out here. That was just a hitch-in signing, a bad one. Sarr, like, he's 19. He's only played in the bottom of the French league, but he's on the Cameroon national team. So, like, he's one for the future. He needs time to develop. It's good for him to be here, working with the midfielders we have, working with Yaya Toure, who's on our coaching staff now, who's working with players like Basuma and Sarr. It's good for him. So I'm fine with the Sarr signing. And he's happy to, sit and learn, and he'll go out on loan, he'll play. But the Hill thing, we gave Lamela, who was probably worth about 20 million at that point, and paid another 25 on top. That's like a 45 million investment in Hill. So, and he's still not ready to start
for that 25.
League. I mean, we could have done a lot of things with that money.
Lamela.
You could have gotten a Adama Traore for 25 and kept Lamela.
Yeah, exactly. We could have done a lot of things with that money. I mean, I don't know if keeping Lamela was the right thing. Let's be honest. Lamela, I love Lamela too. I was also part of his cult, but like, let's be honest, he didn't do a whole lot his whole time at Spurs. He was here.
He won a Puskas. How many people done that?
He was. Son did it.
Exactly. How many others?
Yeah, I know. But he was also injured most of the time he was here. So
Yeah, but he was. I just what he did to Anthony Martial.
sorry, Aaron. Yeah, you're right. It's Senegal, not Cameroon. That's my bad. Yeah,
Way to go.
yeah.
No, you're all good though. You're all good. I completely understand. And guys, we're coming up on the 2 hour mark, and I wanted to just kind of shift over directions real quick. Directly beside me is a man. He's a great man. He's got hair like you wouldn't believe. His name's Jacob. He's got a channel. It's called United Spurs of America, and you might just want to tell the people watching a little bit about your channel, what you guys do, how you do it. What's up? What's up with United Spurs of A? You Spurs of A.
So we do a little show over there, we do a preview show over there, and the way we do it is we sit down and get on our computer and you just get on the camera and start talking about shit. So most of the time it's pretty structured, at least whenever Michael's there. But yeah, that's United Spurs of America.
Well, you're gonna have to drop a link in the chat. I know that you guys like my channel. You have less than 1,000 subscribers. Is that correct?
It is true, but the people who do subscribe, they're worth more than 1,000, in my opinion.
That's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to say. But I guess I was getting to the fact that you don't have super stickers or super chats or mega bucks or whatever. But what you do have is you've got some Patreons. You've got some people that kind of support you from the ground up, and they're the soil. They're the soil that United Spurs of America grows up from and through and out from.
Okay.
And so I was just gonna say, if anybody out there is watching this and enjoys the content from your channel,
just head on over to my channel. They can get all that other information there if they watch the stream.
Man.
I think we're streaming fucking tomorrow or Friday or something. Working on these, getting some Liverpool fuckers.
You got a link? You got a link you can put in the Chizat?
The link of the channel?
For the Chizat, yes sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you, fam.
Yeah.
Bling
Everyone,
blah.
bling blah. Everyone's gonna enjoy that. Seriously, if you think this is a good channel, you're crazy, because United Spurs of America is 2 to 3 times the channel this is.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't know. That. Tommy's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, no, he's great. He's great. But Jacob and Michael, they're a duo nobody can match. You guys would agree with me, right? I got 2 people below that are perfect. They're perfect character witnesses. I mean, United Spurs of America is top notch. Kieran, am I right?
Yeah, great channel. Check them out for sure, and you'll see me on there as well on the Jacob pop-ups.
Shit, I'm trying to get you to. Kieran, I'm trying to get you to come around and help me out with this USMNT.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I'm down to do.
We should do like
a stream on that for sure.
Do a show or something. You and I for this U.S. men's national team stuff.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Sounds sexy. And so I guess while we're talking about where we can find people, it sort of seems like it's all wrapping up. I changed the music. It's a kind of a more nighttime vibe. Kieran, your channel's taking a hiatus. Is it coming back though, or?
I don't know. We'll see what happens. But for the meantime, I'm happy to just be a Twitter account and be on here.
We'll throw your names on. If I just take this banner off, your name.
Yeah. At Spurs After Dark on Twitter, and you can find me on this channel for Colin's late night shows.
Thanks for coming to join in, man.
Of course, and you can find me on United Spurs of America with Pop Up with Jacob, and hopefully we'll do some USMNT content soon. That would be cool. And you can also find me on Wilster's THFC Rants channel. I'm a regular on there as well.
Hell yes. Again, Kieran, I'll just say I feel blessed, lucky to have you here tonight. We had Scott M here earlier. We cannot forget Scott M. We've had all the great people in the chat. Everybody, we love you. It still says 14 of y'all are watching. Please hit the like and C cubed. I mean, tell everybody where they could get more C cubed action if they want it in their lives. Where's that coming from?
Yeah, I'm just making the rounds. I will pop up on stream sometimes. I will pop up with Jacob on. I will pop up with Jacob when I can pop up with Jacob, because one of my favorite American Spurs boys in the mic. So yeah,
Big up.
I mean, I don't have a channel or anything. I'm around.
Maybe a channel in the
She's
future.
a celebrity. I mean, she's on like all the channels now.
Oh yeah, dude, exactly. I'm going live. I'm like,
When are you gonna go on We Are Tottenham TV, C Cubed? That's like the last domino to fall, right? You got to go on the mothership.
I actually went on the late show for We Are Tottenham TV this week because Daigle and Bobby K were like, hey, I just went in the chat just to say hi to them, and then they were like, hey, you want to jump on? So I did a little debut there, but it's just their late show, so.
Well, you'll get on the main one soon. We're all excited.
You gotta do a post-match fan show. That's when you really hit the big time. Not even I've done that yet.
Same.
Jacob's been on there. He's in the big time. Jacob's in the big time.
Hey, go ahead, give us a flex. Jacob, give us a flex.
I'm not gonna do that. You gotta pay money for that. I'm not a whore. But what I will say is,
you want money for flexing?
Yeah,
you're not a whore.
No, I'm a showman. There's a difference. No, I did make my debut on We Are Tottenham TV, and big shout out Nick and Rez from Shelfshire Spurs show because they were getting everyone to.
You might be jealous. I've met Rez in real life. I've met Rez in real life. So
I am jealous. If you've met Rez, I'm the number one.
I've gotten hugs. And hand rolled cigarettes with licorice paper. He was the coolest. Rez is the coolest dude. So
I am the number one biggest Rez fan. I've somehow never been on a stream with him.
Hey, but I have a direct line to him. I'll make sure that happens.
Check out Shelfside Spurs too. Those guys are awesome.
Absolutely. And I kind of.
I'll introduce. He's really nice. So
he's wonderful. I'll introduce you guys. I promise. But hey, I think on that we're gonna end. But anyone have anything they want to end on? I'm gonna end on this: Spurs to win the Champions League. Conte to get his first Champions League win as a coach this season.
Wow. I mean, can you? I don't think it's gonna happen. But can you imagine? Like, I mean, if Spurs do win the Champions League before Arsenal, they can sing about the league, but we'd always have that over them. Mm-hmm. I don't see it happening this season, but who knows? Miracle run, maybe it could happen.
The final thing I'm gonna say is Arsenal's gonna finish fourth, so I don't know why everyone's getting their knee pads out for them boys, but
yeah, no kidding, dude.
No worries, because guess what? They suck.
Close your mouths, or get your teeth on it, or whatever, because Arsenal aren't going to do it.
Mm-hmm. No.
But Cube, what's your outro?
My outro is hopefully Sonny is able to make the World Cup